Struggling with linear equations on the SAT? Then this video is for you. Welcome to day 4 of our 100-day SAT Math Challenge. So we're going to be discussing some strategies for solving linear equations. So let's start with the first strategy, which is isolating the variable. So if you have a question like this, we have 2x plus 3 equals 7. How can we solve this linear equation, finding the value of x? Now, what you can do here is subtract 3 from both sides to undo the addition of 3 here. All right. So when you do that, let's subtract 3 from both sides. So we have 2x plus 3 minus 3 equals to 7 minus 3. What you do for one side, you do for the other side. So this undoes the 3. So plus 3 minus 3 becomes 0, leaving 2 with x only. Then on this other side, we have 7 minus 3, which is 4. Now, you want to further isolate this x more, you can. Now, remember, this is 2 multiplied by x. To undo that, you can divide. So you use subtraction to undo addition. You use division to undo multiplication. And remember, what you do on one side, you must do on the other side. So therefore, this will also be divided by 2. Now, this cancels this, and you have x equals 2. That is isolating the variable, making the variable by itself on one side of the equation. All right. Now, let's look at another strategy, combining like terms. Now, we have 3x plus 5 minus x equals to 11. If you notice here, 3x and x are like terms because they both have the variable x. All right. Why 5 and 11 are alike? Because they are both numbers without any x. So what we do here is to combine the x's and combine the numbers. All right. So we have 3x minus x plus 5 equals to 11. So you have 2x plus 5 equals to 11. Then you can now isolate the variable as you learned here, in this case, by subtracting 5 to undo the addition of 5 here. Subtracting 5. So if we subtract 5, we have 2x plus 5 minus 5 equals to 11 minus 5. And you have 2x, this cancels out, equals to 6. Then you can now divide through by 2 to undo the multiplication of 2 times x. Then you have x equals 3. Alrighty. So that's how you combine like terms. Let's go ahead to distribution. So we have 2x minus 2 in parentheses x plus 4 equals 10. The first thing you do here is to eliminate the parentheses by multiplying 2 by each number in the brackets. So 2 will multiply x and 2 will also multiply 4. So we have 2x plus 8 equals to 10. Then you can isolate x by subtracting 8 from both sides, as you learned in the first strategy. Then you have 2x equals to 2 because this cancels out. Then if you divide both sides by 2, you have to undo the multiplication. You have x equals 1. Then, last but not least, in the strategy, if you have a fraction, what can you do? You can first multiply each number by the denominator of the fraction. All right. So if you multiply through here by 2, so we have 2x plus 2, x over 2 plus 2 times 1 equals to 2 times 3. So this becomes x plus 2 equals to 6. Then you can subtract 2 from both sides to undo the addition of 2. We have x equals to 4. Alrighty. Now, let's look at a specific tip that will help you on the SAT. All right. If you have a question like this, 1 over 4x minus 2 equals to 3 minus x, what value of x satisfies the equation? Now, because you have options, you can do something by substituting each value of the function, each value of the options into x to see which one satisfies the equation. All right. So let's try, for example, let's try 4b, option B. If I put 4 here, what happens? 1 over 4 times 4 minus 2 equals, is that equal to, what is that equal to? That is, this is 1 minus 2, which is equal to -1. So this is the left hand side. All right. Now the right hand side, 3 minus 4 is also what? -1. So the left hand side is equal to the right hand side, which shows that the equation is satisfied. Therefore, the correct answer here is 4. So this is a specific tip for the SAT. You can substitute each value of the option into the equation to see which one correctly satisfies the equation, and that will be your answer. That makes things easier for you. All right. This technique is called back solving. Okay. All right. Now, let's solve this question together. All right. Based on the strategies we've learned, let's apply every one of them to see how we can get the value of x for this equation. So we have 3x plus 2 in parentheses equals to 14 minus 2, 3 minus 2x in parentheses. So the first thing we do is, when we do the distribution. So we multiply here 3 by x and 3 by 2. So we have 3x plus 6 equals to 14 minus, we do the same thing here, -2 times 3 is -6, -2 times -2x is plus 4x. All right. Now the next thing we can do here is combining like terms, because we see here that 3x and 4x are alike because they both have x, while the rest are just numbers. So we can put the x's on one side and the numbers on one side, on the other side. All right. Now, first thing we do here, we can also subtract 6 from both sides to undo the addition of this 6 here. So we have 3x plus 6 minus 6 equals to 14 minus 6 plus 4x minus 6. Remember, what we do for the left, we do for the right. Don't be mistaken of this -6 here. That was already there. This other -6 is what we do because we did the -6 here. All right. So now this of course cancels out. Then we have 3x equals to 14 minus 6 is 8. 8 minus 6 is 2. So we have 4x plus 2 here. Okay. Now we can now further subtract 2 from both sides to undo the addition of these two. So we have now if we could still do that, we will still what we can do here now is, instead of doing subtracting 2 from both sides, we can now subtract 4x instead from both sides. So 3x minus 4x equals to 4x plus 2 minus 4x. So instead of 2, we subtracted 4x from both sides to undo the addition of 4x here. So this cancels out here. 3x minus 4x is -x, which is equal to 2. Now, if you divide both sides by -1 to undo the negative, because this is the same thing as saying -1 times x. So to undo the multiplication, the effect of multiplying -1 by x, you can divide by -1. But what you do for the left, you must also do for the right. So this cancels this. This becomes x equals to -2. All right. Now let's see if that answer is correct. On the left, we have 3 -2 plus 2, right? Is that equal to 14 minus 2 times 3 minus 2 times -2 is plus 4. So this is plus 4 here. I did the same. This becomes -2 plus 2 is 0. 0 times 3 is 0 equals to 3 plus 4 is 7. 2 times 7 is 14. So this is 14 minus 14, which is 0. So indeed, our answer of -2 is correct. All right. So in this video, we found out some different strategies for solving linear equations. We looked at isolating a variable, combining like terms, distribution, and we also looked at linear equations involving fractions, how to deal with that. And we also learned about back solving, the technique you can use for quickly solving a linear equation on the SAT when you have options. These were the strategies we looked at here. Then finally, we closed with a linear equation where we use the distributive property, we combine like terms, and we also isolated a variable to get the value of x for this linear equation. All right, please don't forget to like, don't forget to share this video, and if you are new to this channel, please subscribe so that you can get more videos like this. Thank you for watching day 4, and I will see you in day 5 for another helpful tip on your SAT when solving linear equations. Thank you.